Autobots and humans. This is Optimus Prime. Today we are going to have my buddy JJ Prime on this channel to go and review the Transformers Power of the Prime's leader class, Optimal Optimus. So, everyone on this channel, please give your hands for JJ Prime Reviews.
Thank you, Optimus Prime, for doing that short introduction. Thank you. Really means a lot, Optimus.
You are welcome, JJ Prime.
Thank you, Optimus. So you're probably wondering what I'm going to review in today's agenda. Well, as Optimus Prime said, I will be reviewing the Transformers Power of the Prime's leader class, Optimal Optimus. And that is true, because I have him right here. Now, the thing is, I have the box with me right now, so we can actually take a closer look at the packaging itself. So this is a pretty large packaging, so I might have to raise up the camera a little bit more so you can see the whole package. It's very huge, so please bear with me. So you can see this is actually a fan vote figure. So this guy was actually on a contest vote. You know, if he gets a lot, if a character gets a huge number of votes, then they will make a figure for this guy. So apparently, Optimal Optimus actually won this battle. So he actually became the winner of the fan vote. So choose your Prime. So yeah, so he is the Prime. So his name is Optimal Optimus. He's part of the evolution line, and he does have a Maximal symbol on the on my left of the box, and he is a leader class from the Power of the Prime's toy line, and is made by Hasbro. And you have the big huge Transformers logo on the side, and you have the generations on the top right corner, and of course choose your Prime. And you can see the schematics of the symbols of the primes, of the 13 primes right there. So you can see the plastic inside there. This is where the figure is cased in. And you have the nice image there of Optimus Primal himself. And we will take a look at this figure because he is included in this set. And you come to the back here, you have the toy product shots, which is really nice. He does have his own matrix of leadership, and you can actually, you know, incorporate some Prime Masters if you want to. And of course you have the 2 sentences bio. So I'm gonna read this out loud. So as the Prime Wars reach their peak, Optimus Primal is the one chosen to bear the matrix of leadership. He becomes Optimal Optimus and leads the universe into a triumphant new era. And that's pretty cool. That's a pretty dope bio, and I quite like it. And he does include some Mega Blast missile cannons. He can, you know, do the skateboard, you know, and you know, this is his you know, his upgraded armor. You have the Optimus Primal figure. You have the whole Optimal Optimus robot mode. There's no picture of the jet mode, unfortunately. But it's okay. And this is what it includes. The box includes a figure with evolution armor, matrix of leadership, and 2 accessories. And I just noticed this now. Accessories is spelled wrongly. You can see there, ACEESSORIES. It's supposed to be ACCESSORIES. Apparently there is a spelling mistake. So, well, the other languages, you see ACC and ACC, but this one ACE. I mean, that's another language. But you can see there, for English, that's the incorrect spelling, unfortunately. So someone actually made a spelling error, but you know, we are humans. We make mistakes every day. So you have the Prime Master figures, each sold separately, subject to availability. So yeah, each Prime Master is sold separately. We have taken a look at the what was the Prime Master? I totally forgot. Liege Maximo with the Skull Grin Pretender armor. So if you want to if you want to check that review, you can click the link in the description down below. I will post the link right there. So yeah, so that is pretty much it for the packaging. So this is a really large packaging, so this is going to be put down nicely on the table right here. So I'm just gonna bring down the camera a little bit more so that we can actually see the figure. So you have Optimal Optimus right there in his jet mode. Well, it's not really a cohesive jet mode, but this is what Optimal Optimus's jet mode is supposed to be. Because if you remember in Beast Wars, when Optimal Optimus was, transforming into his one of his vehicle modes, this is one of his ult modes, and you see him doing like a Superman pose, which is both funny and pretty cool at the same time, because I think he's a huge fan of Superman from the DC comics, because yeah, he's basically flying like Superman, but it's an okay jet mode. I don't have a problem with it. I just wish it was a little bit more cohesive or anything, but yeah, this is actually a pretty cool looking Cybertronian jet mode. If you add the word Cybertronian to the jet mode, it definitely works as a Cybertronian jet mode, because this is what it's supposed to look like. It's not supposed to look like an Earth jet mode per se, but yeah, it's a Cybertronian jet mode. That's what we're going to call it. And right off the bat, if you can tell, if you can't already tell, what is this whole section right here? Now this big flat piece is Optimus Primal himself. So basically for this set, Optimus Primal is always going to be this flat platform, or as MGO would always like to say, a slab. So yeah, this is basically his whole entire involvement with the figure itself, but I don't have a problem with that. When I got this figure, I actually, was laughing along on how hilarious Optimus Primal was, being involved with this figure. He's like just being like a quote-unquote MGO, being a slab all the time. So that is pretty hilarious. It just wanted to make me laugh, but I'm not gonna laugh on this review because, and also, right on the front, you have his Matrix of Leadership. You can open the cockpit if you want to reveal the Matrix of Leadership. So the Matrix of Leadership is definitely removable. Now this is a totally different mold than Optimus Prime's Matrix of Leadership. So we will take a look at Power to Prime's leader class, Optimus Prime, not Primal, Optimus Prime, in one of my next reviews. So do check that out and stay tuned for that. So yeah. Now here's the question, can a Prime Master fit inside here? Well, no, it doesn't really fit because this area is a bit too small for that space, so yeah. It's only fitable for the Matrix of Leadership, and you can actually take out this section right here. You can take this out, and if you want to be funny about it, you can actually, take your other Titan Master figures, Titan's Return figures, and just plug this onto the bodies and have it look ridiculous and funny, and have a good laugh when that happens. So, and you can also take one of the Prime Masters and fit it into the Matrix of Leadership, so you can have the power of the Prime. So yeah, I mean, the Power of the Prime storyline, it has Prime Masters, like very similar to the Titan Master gimmick, but it's different at the same time. So yeah, and you can close that up. So yeah, that is a pretty cool looking Cybertronian jet mode, and it does have some little Titan Master pegs right here and here, so you can actually take your Prime Masters or Titan Masters and stand them on your Optimal Optimus if you have one. So yeah, you can do that if you want to. And right off the bat, you can see Optimal Optimus's head just right in there, so it's kind of like a visible head syndrome deal right here. So, and he does have some Maximal symbols right here. There's a Maximal symbol sticker which is about to peel off any minute now, so yeah. But yeah, again, this just makes me laugh, it just makes me laugh in how hilarious Optimal Optimus is when he's in the Superman pose, so yeah. So So now let us get down to a quick size comparison with Optimal Optimus right here. So his fellow triple changer, here he is. Here is Optimal Optimus with the not Titan's Return, sorry, with the Siege Voyager Class 8 phase. Now, if you have missed the review of Voyager Class 8 phase from Siege, I will post the link in the description down below so that you can check that out as well. Yeah, so you can see that right there. And considering that Optimal Optimus is a huge leader class figure, of course he's going to be way bigger than Apeface himself. So yeah, that is pretty much it for these size comparisons right there. And now we can actually take a look at his accessories. Oh wait, I think I forgot something. The most important thing in the package. I mean, this is the more important figure, but the other important thing that was included in the box, we have the exclusive collector's card, and that's a nice artwork of Optimal Optimus right there. We got the Prime symbol, one of the Prime symbols right there. You got the Power of the Primes logo. You have the Maximal symbol, got Generations logo, and on the back here it says Optimal Primal, and his bio says, a warrior who is completely incorruptible and pure of spark. That's right. So Optimal Optimus is a pure being. So he is the one who protects our planet Earth, he protects the human beings. So that's what he does for his job, because he is a good person. He is a good person, just like Optimus Prime. If he wants to sacrifice himself, he will do it for the love of the planet and the love of the humans. So he will do that, and also for the love for his Maximals and sometimes Autobots, because you know Maximals fall into the Autobot category because they are the descendants of the Autobots. So Optimal Optimus is basically the descendant of Optimus Prime. But in the Power of the Primes cartoon, we see that Optimus Primal and Optimus Prime are separate characters, because, okay, this is going to contain spoilers right here for who did not see the Power of the Primes Machinima cartoon. So in the last episode, we see Optimus Prime coming back to life. Then we see Optimal Optimus as well. So both of these guys, both of these Optimuses are separate characters. Originally, Optimus Primal is supposed to be the upgraded form of G1 Optimus Prime, but they decided to change it when the Beast Wars cartoon was released. So that is the whole reason that we see Optimal Optimus and Optimus Prime as separate characters. They both, they both exist at the same time. So that is it for the collector's card. So now we can actually move on with his accessories. He doesn't come with much. He comes with two of these blaster missile cannons, I believe. These Mega Blaster missile cannons. So yeah, they're nicely detailed. Unfortunately, you got some gaps on the bottom right here, but I don't complain about the gaps one bit. And I'm not sure my camera will focus. There we go. And yeah, they're nicely detailed. Wish there was more paint on this. You can actually take these and combine together, if you want to. Just combine together for the sake of the playability. So yeah, if you want to do that, if you want to. But there is storage. There is one matter of storage. I mean, you can actually use some ports here and there. I mean, there's a little port in here. I'm not sure you can peg it into your little pegs right here. Oh, you can actually do that. So I just found out that that little port in this post right here is actually, you can actually use that for your Titan Master pegs. So I did not know that could work. Now the instructions did not tell me about this type of weapon storage. It just told me to just plug this on right here and here for storage. But I did not know that little port right there is actually fittable for this little peg. I did not know that. And you have your ports right here if you want to store the weapons right there. And you have a flight stand port right underneath here, so you can actually plug in a flight stand to have the illusion that Optimal Optimus is flying around yeah, that's pretty cool. So we're going to take out his accessories right now, and we'll get down to the conversion into his ape mode. Before we do that, we're going to actually take this whole section right here, just untab all this, and it's going to put this off to the side for now, and we're going to focus on this section right here. So to transform this thing into a proper, proper skateboard, you can actually just raise this up, just bring that down, just raise that up until that pegs into place, and there you have this whole section right here. So this is like a hoverboard or something, which is pretty cool. You got some sticker detailing right here, got the Maximal symbols, and yeah, I mean, not much of anything. So now we're going to transform this thing into Optimus Primal. So how are we going to do that? We have to untap his legs from his arms, just bring them down, and you want to untap his arms as well. Just rotate the legs forward and just bring down his arms, just bring down the arms. This is tabbed in actually really securely. Just bring that down like so. So you have the half of the body all done. So now untap the other leg, just bring that down on that double hinge, just untap his arms, just bring that up like so, and just rotate this forward, and there you have that whole body section right there. So now you can take this whole section right here, just untab this, and there is a tab right here and the slot right here. And if you want to, you can actually plug in a flight stand into this port right here. So yeah, if you want to though, and you can open this panel up, bring that down, and just rotate this up to reveal his head, and just close up the chest, and there you have that minifigure of Optimus Primal. So I mean, he looks okay. For the most part, he looks exactly like his, his Beast Wars counterpart. But I mean, he has a huge backpack, so like half of the platform is on his back. So it's he kind of wants to make me laugh at the same time. So yeah. So let's get in closer so we can take a look at that head sculpt right there. That's a nice looking head sculpt. It looks like Optimus Primal's head. Really nice. But yeah. Really cool head sculpt. It's in keeping with the style of Optimus Prime's head sculpt, and that's pretty cool. Well, he is a descendant of Optimus Prime anyway, so yeah. So yeah, nice paintwork on the chest. Got some paint on his hands as well. That's pretty cool, and you can actually take some of the weapons to plug into his hands. So if you want to, you can actually take this and just plug it here like that to have, some sticks for him, some batons for him to whack some Decepticons or Predacons with, and that would be pretty cool. So yeah. So just for a size comparison to see how he scales, we're going to bring in the Siege Impactor for this size comparison, so you can see how they scale with one another. They're pretty much the same height. Impactor just a little bit taller at the head. So he's basically like a big deluxe, or maybe like a small-ish Voyager. So there you have that. So now we're going to continue along with the transformation. So I have to prep this figure ready for the ape transformation. So we're going to transform this guy back into his platform mode. So just bring down his head, just close up that panel, just bring that down, that will tab in, bring that down, just rotate this inward, rotate that inward, just tab his arms to his hips, just tab in his arms to his hips, and there you have that. So now we can take these legs and just fold them upwards, and they will just come all the way, and they will tab in like that, and just bring this up all the way, and they will tab in like so. Now just take this whole section and just tab this in. Now this video might be very long because there's a lot to go with this figure. So we're going to take this thing and put this off to the side for now, and we will take this guy and we will transform him into a monkey. So into a gorilla, I'm sorry. You want to take his head, just flip it up a little bit, and you can actually rotate this now. Just rotate this around like that. There you go. So now for the gorilla mode, you want to take this section right here and just bring this down until that clicks into place. There we go. There's a soft click into place. Just bring this down. There's a soft click into place. There we go. So there you have that. So now you're going to rotate his arms all the way. So now you just bring this down like that. And just rotate his hands around at this hinge. So there we go. Just bring this down all the way. Just rotate this around. There you go. So now you want to take his legs and you want to bring this over all the way until it clips into place. And that's for the gorilla mode. So just clip that into place and just flip out his foot. Flip out his foot. And there you have. That's all done. For these little tail fins, what I do with them is just take them and just flip them back. Just like so. And there you go. So there you have the gorilla mode for Optimal Optimus. So yeah, it's actually a pretty cool looking gorilla mode, I will say. Is quite successful. It looks like the gorilla mode that we saw in Beast Wars. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So I'm going to bring down the camera a little bit so you can see how he looks. So yeah, he looks really, really good in my opinion. Definitely looks really, really good. I'm so sorry I keep banging the camera around. So yeah, really, really cool looking figure. Yeah, I've been wanting this Optimal Optimus figure for so long, but yeah, really, really nicely done. I do quite like it. Really, really cool. Now, does he have any articulation in this mode? Yes, he does. He does have head articulation. He can rotate left and right a little bit. He can use that hinge to move his head up and down. The shoulders can rotate a full 360. They can move in and out. He does have like an elbow joint right here, like over 90 degrees of bend. He does have a bicep swivel right here, and apparently one of the problems with this figure is always like to pop off. Anyway, oh wait, this doesn't pop off, sorry. Okay, he does have a wrist swivel, and his fingers have a hinge at the base itself. Can open and close. Can move his thumb around as well, so that is pretty cool. He does have a waist rotation, and he does have some leg movements, some upward movement on the legs a little bit, and he can move back his legs, can do the full splits as well. He doesn't really have a knee joint once you clip everything in, but for robot mode he does have a knee joint. So, and he does have some pivots at the foot, and he does have some full range of ankle tiltage right there. So that's pretty cool. That is actually a pretty cool deal with the articulation. So what you can do with the Optimus Primal section is that you can actually take the gorilla, and you got some 4 slots on his feet. So you can actually take these 4 tabs and just plug them in to the feet, plug them into the feet, and just plug the other foot in right there. Just tab that in like there, and just tab that in. So you can actually do that with the like a skateboard deal here. So that's pretty cool. So that's pretty cool. You can actually do that if you want to, but the other thing you can do is that you have to fill in the back. So we have to untap his feet from this section, and this is a little bit tight. So this is a little bit tight. Okay, there we go. And just untap that. Come on, Optimus Primal. Untap. There we go. So there you have that. Okay, I'm just gonna try to fix this up a little bit more. Just tap that in, tap in. Okay, there we go. So, and as you can see on the back, there is a huge hole right there. There's a huge gap. So what is that for? Well, that's for this. So what you have to do is that you need to take this section right here, and you can actually slide this in like so, and just fill that in. And you have to untab all this, and you have to just tap all this back in, just tab all this in, and there you have that all done. My one complaint is that that huge backpack is a bit, you know, bit unsightly, but it's okay. It is what it is. At least it does the job in filling up the back, you know. Although it just has him get a huge backpack, like a huge amount of, you know, that flat platform. So yeah, but it's okay. It is what it is. So you can actually take your weapons right here. You can actually plug these in right here, like so. If you want to, I mean, you can do that if you want to. Now the instructions tell you to do it like that, but for me, I'll just rotate them around so you can see that nice detail on the front. So that is pretty cool. So yeah, so we're going to have another comparison on the table. So wait right here. Here is Optimus Primal's Gorilla mode with the 8 faces Gorilla mode. So you can see how the two gorillas look together. And yeah, again, considering that this guy is a leader class, of course he's going to be bigger than that. This is a Voyager figure, and this is a leader class. But now leader class figures aren't what they seem, because they are getting smaller, I think. Because if you remember Earthrise leader class Optimus Prime, that one, the main figure is actually a Voyager figure. It's only a leader class because the trailer was included. So yeah, unfortunately the leader class figures are shrinking. So yeah, so that is pretty much it for the beast mode comparisons. And now we can actually get down to the final transformation into his robot mode. So now this is actually a pretty easy transformation. So all you have to do is you have to untab this backpack section right here and just bring this out a little bit more. Just untap, unpeg all the weapons. Just put that off to the side right now. So now what you have to do is just unclip all this and just extend his legs. So this is really clipped in, so there we go. Just extend the legs, and there you have that. So now you can just put this all the way back, and now just do the same thing on the other side. Just very tight. There we go. Just extend the leg and just put this all the way back. There you have that. So now you have to rotate the waist 180 like so. So now just rotate his head around, and there you have that. Just put this back in. There you have that. So now, what do you want to do first? You need to take his arms, just rotate them around so that the elbow joints are oriented properly. Just rotate the wrist like so, and just rotate the thumb around. So there you have that all done. And just rotate this around, and just rotate the fist around. Just flip up the thumb. And there you have that. So now, there you have the body all transformed. See, I told you it was actually pretty easy. And, oh wait, one more thing you have to do. You have to rotate this up again. So, just rotate that upwards. And there you have that. So now we can actually focus on how to get this tab in. So, let me raise up the camera a little bit more so you can see what I am doing right here. So, this section right here, you have to make sure that this section right here is facing like at the front. So you have to make sure that this goes, I forgot how to go with this. First, I'm just gonna flip up the head first. So this is actually pretty tight. So I don't know how I can do this. So I'm gonna do this off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So I actually flipped up his head, so you have to rotate his head around like that. You have to untab this section first, and there you have that. So now you can take this whole section and just bring this down and just tap that in first. And now you can actually bring this up all the way. I totally forgot how to do this. So just bring this up all the way and just tap that in. So, and now for the backpack, you have to tab that into those two slots, and there you have Optimal Optimus, fully evolved and into his robot mode, and he looks wonderful in my opinion. He looks really good. Very cool looking robot mode. So let's get in close here so we can take a look at that head sculpt. Very nicely done head sculpt. I definitely love this head sculpt. Really nicely done. Looks exactly like the Beast Wars version. Yeah, really cool. I love his design overall. When I saw this design, I was like freaking out. So yeah, really nicely done. And I had to get this figure because, you know, it's Optimal Optimus. I had to get the gorilla. So unfortunately for this figure, you don't get the other alt mode, the armored car mode. You don't get it with this figure, but if you get the DNA design kits, you can actually pull off the other alt mode, because they do give you the wheels for that. So that is pretty cool. Unfortunately, I do not have that kit, but if I end up getting upgrade kits, so I might. So, and I hope I get the DNA design upgrade kit for Studio Series Devastator, because I definitely need the Studio Series Devastator to be more screen accurate. So yeah. So, and also one more thing, you can actually take these little pieces right here. You can actually untap them. Just untap them. They are very tight, and yeah, there we go. Just untap them. So you can actually take these pieces and you can upgrade his shoulders a little bit more. So just peg that in, just like so. Just peg that in, and you can have his tall shoulders as he's supposed to have. So you can just untap this. It's kind of a bit of a parts forming deal, but it's okay. It is what it is. It's all you have to do. So just give him his tall shoulders, and that's pretty cool. You can actually give him his tall shoulders if you want to, and as always, your toy, display it however you wish. Now the articulation is pretty much the same in robot mode with the gorilla mode, but he does have some knee joints. Yeah, he does have some knee joints right now. Unlike the gorilla mode, doesn't have knee joints, but he does have knee joints right now. So I'm not going to go through the articulation with the rest of the figure, because that would make this video way too long. So I'm just going to skip right to the comparisons. Oh wait, before I get down to the comparisons, I have to give him his guns. Now, the one thing that I really don't like about this figure, you can see a port in his thumb. If you want to, you can actually plug this into that port, and I don't like that. It just does not look good. So yeah, it does not really look good. So what I do with these weapons, I just take them and just plug them in to those ports right there. Just plug them in up there like so. So that gives you a cool look. I mean, if you can actually take this chest and just put this down and reveal some 2 ports, and you can actually plug in, you know, like how the Beast Wars version does it. But this is the best, you know, configuration for the weapons for me. So let's skip down to the comparisons. Here's Optimal Optimus with the Siege Voyager class 8 face, so you can see how they look together. So yeah, considering that this is a leader class again, it has to be way bigger than a Voyager. So that is pretty much it for the robot mode comparisons. Alright, so here are my final thoughts on Power of the Prime's leader class Optimal Optimus. In my opinion, this is a really well done figure. It's a fun toy to mess with, definitely. The one complaint that I have is the you know, the backpack for the gorilla mode and the robot mode. I mean, it's not too horrible, but I wish that Optimus Primal, you know, could, you know, had more ways to incorporate, you know, to cooperate with this figure, because he's just, you know, like a flat platform or a flat skateboard or flat hoverboard. That's all he is when he's involved with his figure. I wish there was more involvement with Optimus Primal within Optimal Optimus, but I mean, his involvement, it's funny, it's fun, it's okay, it is what it is. But yeah, he is pretty poseable in this mode. Unfortunately, the Gorilla mode doesn't have knees because everything is clipped in, so there's no knees. So yeah, really cool figure in my opinion. And another thing that I really don't like about this figure is that the port in the thumb, it doesn't really work for me. If you have the DNA design kit, they definitely fix that for you. So yeah. And I love the matrix leadership. It's really nicely molded. You can take Prime Master and fit it in if you want to. Hey, do whatever you want with this figure. It's your toy. You can play it however you wish. So yeah. So I think, wait, hold on. Let me rank it from a scale of 1 to 10 first. So for my ranking for this figure, he has to get a 7.5 out of 10. So yeah, he's not perfect. He's a fun toy to mess with. He's nicely detailed, nicely painted, but more paint should suffice, and more articulation in the Gorilla mode as well, and more involvement for Optimus Primal in this set. So yeah, but 7.5 out of 10 is still not a bad score. So yeah, well done, Hasbro. Thank you for giving us this figure, and I can't wait for Kingdom Voyager class Optimus Primal, because that figure looks absolutely perfect. It looks so awesome. Looks like a mini masterpiece Optimus Primal, and I can't wait to own that figure. So, and I think that is pretty much it for today's video. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are completely new to the channel, go and click that subscribe button down below, and also while you're at it, after subscribing to the channel, go and turn on your notifications by clicking on that bell notification bell down below. And just as I said before, I will post the link to the Transformers Power of the Primes, to my Transformers Power of the Primes Leash Maximal Prime Master review in the description down below, as well as the Transformers Siege Warrior Class Ape Face review in the description down below, so that you can check those out for your own time, for your own leisure. So do check those out as well. And yeah, and I think that is pretty much it for me to say. So there you have the Transformers Power of the Primes Leader Class Optimal Optimus, and this is JJ Prime signing off. Peace out.